Well, welcome. This is an exciting topic that for many of us, we've enjoyed putting this PowerPoint together. My name is Joanne Nistico, and I am a Shaklee Master Coordinator. I've been very fortunate to be putting Shaklee on my face and inside and out for many years. So I love to talk about what the Shaklee products can do for us to be healthy, and not only on the outside, but on the inside as well. So Susie, we're going to have Susie Sunkel begin the presentation.
Thank you, Joanne. I loved hearing all the introductions, and seeing everybody is fantastic. And me too, before I started using the Shaklee skincare, my face would get so tight, like if I yawn. And I remember after just a couple of days when I did that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's not tight. I just couldn't believe the difference. But this slide in particular, turn back the hands of time on your face. As most of you know, Shaklee is a research and science company, and that's what I like. I like proof. I like to know that this is proven. And you know, they use a skin age index to test this, to see if it actually would turn back the hands of time. And 2/3 of the people tested actually shifted their skin, not 1 year, not a decade younger. I mean, that is amazing. And that was tested on the skin age index. So it was actually measured, the wrinkles, the pore size, skin texture, firmness, skin tone. I mean, that is just fantastic. Then we go to the last thing I want to say is there is actually a list of 2,500 ingredients that we don't use, that are widely used in other products. The protein, yes, the protein has done wonders for my skin, hair, and my nails. And I have low blood sugar, and I have talked to other people with diabetes as well. This is the only shake that has balanced my blood sugar levels. That as soon as I take it, I'm good to go for like 3.5 to 4 hours, which is pretty much unheard of. But we need to infuse our body with things that are good for our skin. So this is just excellent for your skin to have a really healthy source of protein. And again, it is heavily researched. And this is a new formula, which is fantastic. Somebody was saying before that they feel guilty because it's like a fantastic milkshake.
I love the fact that it's firming and tightening that doggy's body there.
I love that picture. I have to move a picture of the people. Yeah, so skin, hair, and nails right there. Hard, 95 to 97% protein. So you want a good source of protein, and when we have soy or plant protein. So the next slide. So here you can see all the different things. Low glycemic, as I said, gluten-free, which I've been gluten-free for 15 years. It's been really important in that it tastes good. Dairy-free. Really, really delicious, and it's got all those good things that so many people look for, with none of the bad things, no artificial sweeteners. So I really love that.
And also the fact that all our other nutrients need protein, right, in order to work effectively. So it acts to ignite the other nutrients in our body.
Yeah, it's a fuel. Here from Jennifer Cancia, this is a fabulous recipe. I have to keep moving the people pictures. Apple, mango, ginger, greens smoothie. Really good. You can use any kind of liquid. Like I said, I do water. A lot of people do some kind of nut milk. 2 scoops of whatever shake flavor you want. Cafe latte, chocolate, strawberry, vanilla. Organic, whenever you can, like organic apple, mango. I got a mango off her tree the other day. It was fantastic. Handful of spinach. It's really like you could actually make that into a salad, or as I do like this, it's a salad in the blender. And you know, internally the vitamins, like in the fruits, different fruits she has, they all help with your skin. A lot of them, you know, with the vitamin A, if you use cantaloupes or carrots, those really help keep your complexion clear. but it shows you can really put anything in your shake and it tastes absolutely delicious. It's good to really put all those things in there. So thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah, I like the organic greens booster too, which gives you a cup of raw or in addition to all that other stuff. So
Well, I like
power.
that because it doesn't take away my salad ingredients when I make my salad at lunch. So it saves me money. And normally I don't like the taste of kale. So by putting that into the scoop, into the shake, it's a great way to get that.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Great.
I add one thing about that?
Of
Please.
course.
Yes, because one of the reasons why I have all these recipes for blending is that you know, as Susie mentioned, and I wrote that down there, this makes a great salad, but the advantage of blending and throwing whatever you can in there that's palatable is that sometimes we don't chew and our blender masticates for us, and therefore the nutrients are better absorbed and we have the fiber intact as opposed to juicing. So from a detoxification, a health standpoint, a nutrient absorption, getting creative with your blender, which is why I try to post these recipes, some creative ideas, really enhances. It's just another way to deliver nutrients because the blender does the chewing for us, so we can assimilate it better.
Jennifer, what kind of blender is that?
That's a Vitamix.
Vitamix. Okay, because I don't have quite that powerhouse that you've got there.
Let me tell you, I could never justify the cost, and I broke. I mean, that's how much I love to blend. I broke $300 blenders by the time I decided to fork out the money for the Vitamix. This Vitamix is 12 years old that you see here.
Wow. Yeah,
So,
I have a good one, but it's not quite that great. All right, thank you. Let's move along to Pam.
Okay, before I talk about this, I just have to second Jennifer's endorsement of the Vitamix because I too have gone through 3 or 4 or 5 blenders. And finally, I was walking through Whole Foods one day and they had a rep from Vitamix there and they had a deal. And so I said, I'm in, I got it. I have to tell you, it is my favorite appliance I've ever purchased in my life. It is so worth it. And
what's the price tag on them?
they have all different ranges. They have basic models. Mine looks like Jennifer's. It's an older model, and then you can get, fancier models that are squat that fit under your kitchen counter. It's all different kinds, but it's so worth it. And one of the things that I do, Jennifer is so creative with what she puts up in these recipes. And if you get confused, just know that one good rule of thumb is to put into your blender 3 green things and 1 sweet thing. So if you have some cucumbers, some celery, some spinach, throw it in there and add 1 sweet thing like mango or blueberries or an apple and whatever your base is, and it always makes a good drink. Plus, you'll never have that soggy leftover cucumber in the back of your refrigerator, or maybe some celery that has lost its juiciness. It's just a really great way to, as Jennifer said, masticate all that stuff.
What's the frozen, adding water or ice or more frozen mango? That to keep it really cold is important.
Yeah, coldness dissipates the texture of the protein. So
Okay.
some people like it really cold. So anyway, that was just something I wanted to add on to the endorsement of Vitamix. So beta carotene, we're talking today about feeding your skin on the inside. Beta carotene is found in our Vital E, in the Carotamax, and of course in the Vitalizer strip as well. And this image of these 2 gals, one not wanting to look at her skin and another one kind of poking at her face, is a good reference point because beta carotene is very helpful in ensuring the growth of new skin cells and the shedding of old skin cells, which are 2 important processes that keep your skin smooth and glowing. If you have a lot of dead skin on the surface of your face, then your pores can get clogged up and you have whiteheads and blackheads. So by adding some beta carotene, it ensures that your cell turnover is going to happen faster and you won't have the cloggy pores. So let's go to the next slide. Excuse me.
And
Vitamin
Pam,
E, I always
the
remember.
Shackley variation of beta carotene is part of Carotamax, right?
Right, absolutely, Carotamax. That encompasses all members of the carotene family. Vitamin E is, I think about it as the life raft, as Mary Loomis always talked about this particular nutrient, because it helps your body to use oxygen more efficiently. And it helps to slow down the aging process and make your skin look younger, because it is younger because your skin has better circulation. So that's one good thing to remember. And I also, remember vitamin E as being a wonderful, wonderful moisturizer. It really guards against flakiness and dryness of the skin. It keeps the skin tone really lovely. Adding vitamin E, the E boost, is a really good thing to do for your skin. And vitamin C. I love the Shar-Pei puppy next to the baby. I mean, has anyone ever owned this kind of dog? I've only seen them in pictures. I would just love to see one in person and give the dog a big pat and squeeze all those wrinkles.
A friend of mine had one, and the problem that happens with all their folds is they sweat under there. So
Yeah.
their skin really needs good attention. But
Right.
delightful dogs.
They're just wonderful. So vitamin C, another really important nutrient for great skin. And I like to think of vitamin C as keeping your skin bouncy. It's really important for your body's production of collagen. And collagen is like the glue that holds your skin cells together and keeps them elastic and bouncy. And it's also essential for a normal thyroid. But if we look at feeding your skin with vitamin C, remember that C is water soluble and you don't store it. So you need to replenish it every single day. And the other thing about vitamin C is it's highly, it gets destroyed very easily. I always yell at my daughter when she slices a lemon and leaves the lemon left over, takes a piece out and leaves it on the countertop without sealing it up in some wrapping and putting it back in the fridge. The light in the air hitting that lemon just destroys the vitamin C. So same thing for our skin. When you put vitamin C into your skin, if the sustained release product is the product you're using, which we hope you will try if you don't know about it, it releases that vitamin C slowly and steadily over the course of 5 or 6 hours. So it's a great way of feeding your skin with that constant supply of vitamin C. And if you want a little extra treat for vitamin C from the outside, use the little Radiant C plus E little gold capsules that are just loaded with vitamin C. So there's 2 ways of getting it in there, from the top and from the inside.
That's a great product. Okay, next. Okay, what else can you do to improve your skin circulation? Well, as Pam and most of my friends know, breathing or a breath teacher has been very important to me as a yoga teacher. And when I started yoga, I'm ADD, or have been ADD, and I found that I needed to relax. Thank goodness they didn't have Ritalin back then when I was younger, because I'm sure they would have put me on it. But so I learned deep breathing, and not only does it help you lower your blood pressure and decrease stress, and who doesn't need decreasing of stress? The other thing is it calms your mind, and so many people hold their breath and really don't think about it. But one of the teachers that I've worked with mentions how when you really concentrate on your breath, you can really slow down or stop the thoughts that keep bombarding us on a regular basis. So if you haven't tried deep breathing, there's a little exercise here. I know my daughter Bridget, I've been teaching them deep breathing since they were little kids, and she's now doing some good deep breathing classes. But you need to breathe in slowly until your lungs fill up. And a lot of people breathe very shallowly. If you look at a baby in a crib, their stomach actually, you can see the baby's stomach filling up with air. So when you deep breathe, put your hand on your stomach and make sure that when you take a deep breath in, that it goes all the way down your diaphragm and into your stomach. And then you can hold it for 10 to 15 seconds, and that might be too long for some of you, so maybe 5 seconds. And then let it out very slowly and gradually, so it starts emptying from the top until you empty it all the way down to the bottom and your stomach goes in. And you can practice this as often as you can during the day, and it's always best to do it outside. For example, while I was sitting out and watching the gal riding, I was practicing my deep breathing and enjoying the beautiful outdoor environment. So it's really important to reduce stress, but it's also great for the oxygenation and skin circulation. How many of you have felt like this during this coronavirus? We could put a man's picture there as well. Do you sometimes feel like this? It seems like there's so many changes going on in the world today and so many things that are bombarding us that there's certain nutrients that are incredibly wonderful for stress. B complex has been my go-to supplement for many years. Now, some of you may ask that are new, well, I take the vitalizer, why do I need to take extra of all these other supplements? B complex is one that I definitely take. I take extra of all the other stuff too. Everything you see, I take the vitalizer strip and I take the extra because I find that I just like to make sure that I'm well taken care of. But it helps regulate the thyroid for smooth, luminous skin. It helps combat stress. It's water soluble, which means that you do not store this one as well. So it needs to be replenished daily. Coffee, alcohol, those substances can deplete all your B supplements. We have a B complex. It's not an isolate like a B1 or a B2 that you might see. And Dr. Shackley said, you never see a B1 bush. You see B vitamins are always complex with the complex of B vitamins in nature. And he always created his supplements based upon the laws of nature and as nature has produced it. So that B complex will help you reduce, it's called the happy vitamin actually. That's what I've always taught people. Essential, by the way, there's also stress relief complex, and I don't know why we don't have this in here, or maybe it's in a next slide, but let's go on to the essential fatty acids. Essential fatty acids, for example, and I'm not a technical science person with my supplements, I say try it, you'll like it. If you don't feel better in 30 days, you get your money back. And then I always go to people who know more about the science behind it, and Shackley has so many scientists that produce this for us, so I don't have to be one of them, thankfully. But I love lecithin. Lecithin is a fat emulsifier. It's a brain food. In Germany, they would give lecithin wafers to students before they took an exam. Lecithin does break down the fat, and my father was obese, and I used to give him his supplements and just to try to get him healthy, or try to get, at least have him have some good nutrition. And one day he came to me with the lecithin capsules in his palm, and he said to me, you know which one I love? And he showed me the lecithin. I never told him lecithin was a fat emulsifier, but why did his body respond to that? He was almost 400 pounds. So his body was telling him, that's what I need. And if you ever want to get lecithin and put it in the palm of your hand, they're like little golden nuggets. They're absolutely gorgeous. GLA is gamma-linoleic acid. Someone could probably tell you more about that, but it's good for regulating the hormones for women. Omega Guard has the EPA, which we all know the fatty acids can regulate our hormones and skin dryness. And the grapes were brought into this picture because Pam had read that lecithin helps plump up your skin. So for whatever reason, it does that. Pam, you want to add anything to that? on the lesson?
No, you've done a great job. The only thing I just wanted to add about the essential fatty acids is if you know anyone who has really dry skin, which is a problem that both men and women have that I hear a lot of. And I have to say, it's probably because they have a deficit of essential fatty acids in their diet. You can spend hundreds of dollars putting creams and potions and lotions on your face, but if your skin is really, really dry, you need to feed it with these good oils. It's those oils, the lecithin, the GLA, which is the omega-3 and the omega-6 fatty acids, are just wonderful for making your skin really moist and plump like those grapes.
Okay, Jennifer, let's have you talk about zinc.
Zinc is another important supplement, as all of these are. Zinc, as it relates to skin, it makes the skin strong and durable, and it helps regulate oil production in the skin. Zinc is anti-acneic, it's anti-inflammatory, it's antibacterial, and obviously zinc oxide protects the skin against the sun when it's in your sunscreen. Zinc also protects in protein synthesis, and it's an important part of your immune system. And zinc is, the Vitalizer and the Vitalia has 22.5 milligrams of zinc in it, which is about double the RDA. And it's actually a good amount to get in your diet every day. If you want to add more natural sources on top of your supplementation, you can get zinc in raw pumpkin seeds, which is a nice thing to sprinkle over a salad or throw into your smoothie. Or if you want to get really daring, raw pumpkin seed butter, which I used to make in my Vitamix. It's real pumpkin seedy, but it's a really nice flavor. So pumpkin seeds are a great source of zinc. Oysters, cashews, spinach, chickpeas, beef and lamb. I don't really eat the beef, lamb, or the oyster, so I usually rely on pumpkin seeds and cashews and greens. So zinc is actually very important for your skin health and immune system. And that's all I have to say about zinc. Oh, the other thing about zinc is you don't want to over supplement zinc. So zinc is one of those items that you don't want to exceed 40 milligrams a day. So don't over supplement with the zinc because it can have some adverse reactions and no longer do the good. So the amount that's in our supplements is the sweet spot, and the rest you can add with food. Detoxification. So the skin is the largest elimination organ. Often the garbage from within is released through the skin. And one of the best examples I have of this is I used to live in Japan. I lived there for 7 years. And the natural Japanese diet is a phenomenal diet. And I could always tell the teenagers and the college students who ate at Western fast food restaurants because huge marks on their skin, severe cystic acne. So if you have acne, it's a sign that what's being put in your body is not serving your body, and it's got to dispose of it some other way. Detoxification is so key. Our body's always detoxing, detoxing through sweat, through urination, through the elimination. Our liver is always detoxing. And so, there's factors that interfere with the body's natural ability to detox. Chemicals in the food and the environment interfere. Our liver is always detoxifying, and if we overload our body with chemicals on the skin, in the air, in the foods, our liver gets backed up. And guess where those chemicals go? Those chemicals and toxins get stored in fat cells because the liver can't keep up with it. Chemicals in skincare products and stress, of course, interferes with detoxification and processed foods. So, I could I'll talk for hours about detoxification. So, skin is often the first sign that your body is overloaded with garbage. So part of taking care of your skin is about what you put in your body. One other thing about how, toxins impact your health. I meant to pull the book off my bookshelf, but I think Susie and Pam and and Joanne will know the book, about about all the greens and the chemical calories. And the author of the book said, if you hold a regular avocado in one hand and a cup of conventional strawberries in the other hand, we all know that strawberries have fewer calories than the avocado. But when you look at it from a toxin perspective, the avocado has fewer calories than the conventional strawberries because of the pesticides. So by eating the conventional strawberries with pesticides and whatever there is in there, you're putting more of a toxic burden on your body and your natural elimination systems. That's really powerful. And so what you put in can stress your natural detoxification process. And so therefore, next slide.
Can I say one thing, Jennifer?
Sure.
When you were talking about elimination too, gluten in wheat is known to cause acne as well. If you have any kind of sensitivity to it, you know, it's not grown the way it was originally meant to grow. So that is something to really watch too. If you go off it, you know, see if it clears up, because it often does. And this is the book that you were referring to?
That's the, no, there's another one. I'll pull it up after someone talks, I'll pull it up at the very end.
Okay.
There's
this
one
is
other one.
Chemical calories.
Okay. Well, and you're absolutely right. Acne and skin issues, there's multiple things. I suffered with adult acne in my 20s, teens and 20s. Well, I was a sugar addict. And the moment I eliminated sugar, I took care of the good, and I was putting all the gunk you put on your face to stop from breaking out. Guess what stopped it? Stopping sugar. So once I, broke up with sugar, and we no longer have an ongoing relationship, my skin cleared up. So it's for everybody. There's always these allergies and sensitivities, like you say, gluten, that impact your skin health. And everybody's intolerances are a little different. So Body Restoration Plan has a nice discussion about some of those triggers. So what do you do if you haven't eaten optimally? As we said, our skin is our largest elimination organ. Our lungs, our liver, our organs are always eliminating. So our 7-day healthy cleanse is a wonderful way to go about rebooting. It's kind of like when you have to reboot your computer. This is a 7-day reset. If weight comes off as a plus, it does. But for me, it's how you feel, after doing the 7-day cleanse. Just very briefly, the 7-day cleanse has 4 components. In addition to very clean eating for a week so your liver can catch up and your body can get rid of stuff, the supplements address liver detoxification, a probiotic to promote the good bacteria to therefore support the immune system and reduce inflammation. Alfalfa is in there, which I've really grown to love alfalfa. I first heard about it from Carolyn and Michael and Jan. I love alfalfa. Alfalfa is a natural purifier and cleanser and alkalinizer in the body. And then we have Herblax, and Herblax just keeps things moving through the colon, through the GI tract. So fiber and doing and eating foods that facilitate elimination is also important. You end up feeling energetic, sleeping better, mood is better. It's pretty amazing. If you've never tried it, I encourage you to try it, because you don't realize how lousy you feel until after you go through this 7-day process. When I was a big gluten junkie, and when I eliminated it, I was having all these health problems. I didn't realize, I call it kind of being on drugs. I didn't realize how much on drugs I was until I cut out the gluten and the sugar. And I was doing various detoxification protocols prior to knowing about Shackley's protocol. But detoxification and doing the healthy cleanse, I recommend it every 2 or 3 months. I have a client does it every 3 months, and that's just her maintenance program. And she's really committed.
Jennifer, Dr. Shackley used to say, it's not, disease is not enough good stuff going in and not enough bad stuff going out.
Yeah.
And so it's a very simple way. And we have a great video here from Shackley that will show for
7 days. That's all it takes to give your mind and body a clean slate, to support healthy digestion and jumpstart weight loss, to sleep better, to feel better. With the clinically tested 7-day healthy cleanse, you get an easy to...
All right.
easy-to-follow, step-by-step cleanse guide with an eating plan that allows you to graze all day on healthy foods, and Shaklee supplements packed with natural, key ingredients to support the body's own detoxification process. In a pilot study, participants lost an average of nearly 7 pounds in 7 days, while noticing an increase in focus and energy, with improved mood and sleep quality. No juicing, no fasting, just 7 days of healthy goodness to rest and refuel your body. With the 7-day healthy cleanse, we guarantee you'll feel better in 7 days or your money back. That's the Shaklee difference.
Great, thanks, Jennifer. Oops, let me see, next slide. There we go. Carolyn, you want to introduce the next slide? Or why don't I show it and then you can say something about it?
We have a challenge for you, and it's guaranteed to make you feel amazing in just 30 days. Feel healthier, more energized, more focused, ready to take on anything you need and everything you want to. Take the Shaklee Prove It Challenge today and prove to yourself that you can take control of your health. Start with a 7-day healthy cleanse to completely reset your system. Then, nourish your body daily with our Strip and Shake that have the clinically backed nutrients you need to thrive. Radically change the way you feel in 30 days or your money back. Guaranteed. Millions have proved they can live healthier with Shaklee. Now, it's your turn. Feel amazing in just 30 days. Guaranteed. Take the Prove It Challenge today. We have a challenge for you.
Okay. Carolyn, do you just want to mention something a little bit about the prior slide, or this one here?
Sure. You know, we are a product of our habits, and our habits can be one day at a time or a week at a time. But when we actually set up a commitment to have a habit that goes at least 30 days, we have the biggest opportunity to actually make some changes. And so the Prove It Challenge is really a continuation of what Joanne and I and many of us really started with, which was just try the basic program and try it for 30 days. It's exactly the same thing. And it gives us this opportunity of having, if you do the detox, that's the cleanser, the protein builds the cells, and the vitalizer strip is the minerals that are like the spark plugs that provide all these healthy nutrients. But the 30 days is really a valuable commitment. So as we introduce that to people, I like to make, you know, the way we set something up is how it becomes effective, is to say, are you willing to try this for 30 days? I will stick with you. I will support you. And if you do the 30 days, at the end of that, if you don't feel like you got results, you get the money back. But the caveat is, if you cheat and don't stay consistent, don't blame the products and don't blame me, but use that as an opportunity to set up some really good, healthy habits.
Great, thanks, Carolyn. And it's true, that's how we all basically started. Sue Ann, let's talk a little bit about what we put on our skin.
Okay, thank you, Joanne. Yeah, and the nutrition stuff, I always learn from all of you, all your wonderful information, and was thinking as you all were imparting your sections that, you know, really 80% of our health comes from the inside. So what you're putting inside is very important. And then I look at these awesome Shaklee products that they have for personal care, and the sunscreens we're going to talk about as the icing on the cake, because it's definitely important that what you put on your skin also gets into the bloodstream. So we want to use products that are pure and clean and safe and researched. And sunscreen we should use sunscreen all year long. You know, I know with the sun out, everybody's, oh, I got to get some sunscreen, but all year long we're exposed to the sun. Even if you're driving in your car through the window, the heat that you feel, that sun is penetrating your skin. So if you're going outside, yes, you want to wear sunscreen. If you're staying indoors or in your car, yes, you want to wear sunscreen. But was this a video, Joanne, or did you just tell me to?
No, it just, I was reading my magazine this morning, and, you know, it just really touches on, don't skip sunscreen ever. On a cloudy day, no way.
Okay. Yeah, I love Jennifer Gardner, and if you're on Facebook, she has a wonderful Facebook page that she promotes a lot of positive things. So yeah, skip it on a cloudy day. No, you should be wearing, as we said, sunscreen every day. But you want to choose a sunscreen that's safe. There are many out there that are not safe. There are many out there that don't do what they say, just like supplements, that they won't do what they say on the bottle or the tube. So I choose Shackley because I know that they do the research and they do the science. So I trust that what they're giving us is the top of the line. So we have our new youth daily sunscreen moisturizer, SPF of 30. You want to use this every day. And what's new about it, where it says new formula, is instead of zinc oxide, which was in the former one, which can leave sometimes a white residue because zinc oxide, if you've ever put it on, is kind of pasty. I used it back in college when I was a lifeguard. We put it on our shoulders and our nose and the top of our ears because we knew it would block the sun from those potential areas that are really more prone to developing a skin cancer. But it doesn't really glide in very easily. So Shackley's now put in a naturally derived mineral called titanium dioxide. And I did a little research. I went out on the Skin Cancer Foundation website, and there was a Dr. Busney who was highlighting 2 Australian studies that were saying using sunscreen and using either zinc oxide or the titanium dioxide would reduce melanomas by 50%, which is huge, and squamous cell carcinomas by 40%. So that's huge because those are 2 very potentially dangerous skin cancers. And you want to protect the skin, especially like we said, even when it's not like super sunny, because those sun rays can have a lot of damage. This tube comes, it's a 60-day supply, so it's very, very generous in the amount of days, and that's using it every single day. It blends in lightly and quickly, and it's going to help prevent your skin from becoming dry. And kind of a story that I have to go along with this is my 3 days in the dental office, and we're all covered up. The only eye makeup, or the only makeup that we wear is a little bit of eye makeup, so people, can see that there's actually a person underneath all this stuff that we have to wear. And some of my coworkers are having real problems with breakouts. Now, it's not only because their diet is, as I'm talking to them, is like full of coffee and sugar and things that are trying to keep their blood sugar up, but it's also that we're all closed in. And they're saying me, and I'm taking my mask off and everything, and I'm also the oldest one in the office. And they're like, how come your skin is so beautiful? And, we're like, okay, well, you've got to talk to me about these products because it's not just one thing, it's a lifestyle. So I'm just thrilled that, I can keep my wonderful skin with all this extra PPE we have to wear.
Yeah, and then we have the all over sunblock as well, which is for the new formula of youth is for the face, and then we have an all over body sunblock.
Yeah, and I think that's the next slide, Joanne.
No, it's on the right side of the
okay, I've got everybody's
picture. It's over here on the right. And Pam might want to just mention a little blurb here from Sally Carton, who's her sister-in-law. Pam, you just want to mention that?
Sure. I personally, and Sally, who is a very enthusiastic, my sister-in-law who's a very enthusiastic Shackley product consumer, I had difficulty with the first version of this youth SPF 30 product. I just couldn't get it to spread, and I truly thought it was just too pasty a product. So I was delighted that they changed the formula to something that you could spread onto your face. And Sally has very dry skin, and she loves it because it makes her skin feel moist. Not only is it protecting from the sun, but it also is a wonderful moisturizer. So I asked her to write up a little testimonial, which she did. There it is.
Yeah, well, thank you. And again, the from Jennifer Gardner, that came from the dermatological surgical organization. So even when it's cloudy, we want to cover our skin. And I actually try to use Shirts, if I'm out riding in the sun, I will use shirts that have a sun protection on it as well.
Can I add just one quick, oh, I'm sorry.
Sure,
One
go
quick
ahead.
thing, one quick thing. We live on the water in the Florida Keys, and I think the concern about reef-friendly products that we're putting on our skin is very relevant. And I believe Shackley has verified and sort of reinforced that the use of these products are reef-friendly, meaning that all of these different kinds of sun protection things or skin products that many, many people put on, when you get into the water, they leave a residue that actually can impact the reef and the living, the living coral and the world.
That's great. That's great, because we have to protect our water. That's the other thing we have with Shackley, is that we're environmentally friendly. And I'm such a lover of water that any contaminants that go into our water, we're damaging so much of our future. So that's really important.
Susie, I interrupted you, I think.
Yeah, I love what you said. I just wanted to clarify that the sunscreen all over body can also be used on your face.
Sure.
And that's what I love, that it's safe for all over. I was on the tennis court with someone, she's using sunscreen for this, sunscreen for her face, and I'm like, what a pain. I mean, this is great. It's safe for all over and for babies 6 months and older.
Also, our BB cream, which is our Shackley foundation, has sunscreen protection in, and that's what I use because I like to have some foundation on usually. So that's also available. I want to thank all the wonderful speakers that we had tonight. We'll open the call in a minute.